Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays. I'm your host Mike. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified when I release a new video. And as always, like, comment, and all that good stuff. So guys, today I want to show some, I guess you could say, scary movies, some animal attack videos, some movies of horror and terror. I don't do a lot of horror movie videos, unfortunately. I am a big fan of horror though. I just haven't made too many videos involving my horror collection yet. But today that's all going to be different. I'm going to show a few things here. First up, two movies by a director whose life was cut short, too short. He was a young man. He's actually from he was born, raised, and worked in a city not too far from me. He grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. He became a director, did some really early drive-in movies and stuff. He had a production company, produced or set in Louisville, making movies for Hollywood and stuff. He even made a movie with Pam Grier, Sheba Baby, which was filmed in Louisville and stuff, which is pretty cool. The man I'm talking about is William Gerber, and he was a really cool director. I mean, his life was cut short. Was it 79, 78? He died in a helicopter crash in the Philippines, scouting for locations for his next movie. So I wonder what the 80s would have been like if William Gerber would have survived, you know, and continued making movies. I wonder what cool things would have been created in the 80s, because the 80s were such a defining moment for horror movies. You know, there were so many horror movies were just so popular. Freddy and Jason and all the different stuff. All the slasher movies. So first up, this is a movie. This is from Scorpion Releasing. I know this just came out on 4K, but I'm really focusing on these Scorpion releases because they're absolutely beautiful. The prints are just so beautiful, amazing. When I watched these recently, I rewatched them. I mean, I'm not sure who his director of photography was, but man, the movie just looks really good. The prints just look really good. The movie I'm talking about is Grizzly. Now this came out in 1976, my birth year. Stars Christopher George, Andrew Prine, and Richard Jekyll. Grizzly, what can I say? This is the Scorpion Releasing with this. It's got a nice slip cover. This is the cover we usually all know it by. It's got a lot of good stuff on it. This came out in... God, when did this come out? It's not too old. I mean, just because this is the older release of a movie that's been released on 4K doesn't mean it's not good. The picture is absolutely beautiful, and I highly recommend you guys check these out. These editions out that I'm going to show you today, if you haven't already. But Grizzly is a great animal attack video movie where it takes place in kind of a wooded area. A bear starts attacking, obviously. A huge grizzly bear starts attacking people. I don't want to tell you too much about it because I want you guys to check these movies out. These are really, really good. I mean, it has my stamp of approval on it. I mean, what else can I say? But no, seriously, guys, these are really good releases. Grizzly, this Scorpion release, check it out. It came out, gosh, when did they release this one? It was like 2016 or 2015, something like that. But anyways, that was that one. And after seeing Grizzly and the Scorpion release and how great it looked, I wanted to get his other famous animal attack video that Scorpion Releasing also put out, Day of the Animals. And lo and behold, the print looks beautiful, just like Grizzly. Really good looking. The widescreen photography in these movies are really cool. Very well placed. You know, you can really see him being a budding auteur, if you will, in the horror business. So that's why I would say, what would he have made in the 80s and 90s? I mean, he probably would have made some really good movies. But Day of the Animals, this is a movie from the next year, 1977. It's got Leslie Nielsen in it. He has a moment where he just freaks out and starts beating this guy. He just tries to kill everybody and rape all the women, and it has to be seen to believe. I mean, Leslie Nielsen, beloved Leslie Nielsen of Forbidden Planet and the Naked Gun series and Dracula, for God's sakes. He freaks out. Our beloved Leslie Nielsen. You just have to check it out. Day of the Animals is great. Christopher George returns. It's got Linda Day George, and Richard J. Keel returns also. But this is a great movie too. I was expecting, it was just going to be average or something. But they were really good. Very entertaining and very well made. I'm serious, guys. Very well made. They look great. This edition also has a good little selection of special features. It's got a brand new 5.1 surround. It's created from the original 3-strip mag audio tape recording that they made. I think I listened to them both in mono, though. I listened to it in the original mono, which is really good. The sound's great too. I may rewatch these and watch them in 5.1. But yeah, Day of the Animals and Grizzly, two great movies by a very underrated actor or director that died too soon, William Girdler. Check those movies out. Remember Scorpion releasing, because these movies have come out a few times on Blu-ray and DVD by different companies. But these Scorpion releases are really cool. I think those are my only Scorpion releasing videos I have in my whole collection. But they're really cool. Now next up, this is a movie. This is a movie. This is not an official. This is a bootleg cut that some fans put together. You may have seen this cut floating around on the internet, maybe even on YouTube. People talking about it in Blu-ray circles and groups on Facebook or something. But it's Halloween, the famous 1978. What's his name? John Carpenter, another fellow Kentuckian. But yeah, this is called the Mr. Sandman Cut. Now this is a completely bootleg cut. This isn't released. This has nothing to do with, John Carpenter doing it or anything. Fans did this, put this cut together. What they did was they put some of the cut scenes and missing scenes and kind of re-edited it and put it together. And what they did was they made a 3-hour and 13-minute cut of Halloween. Now let me give you a little bit of backstory on this one. The Mr. Sandman Cut seamlessly merges Halloween and Halloween 2, incorporating over 20 minutes of deleted scenes from both films, creating a perfect uncut version of these legendary horror films in this cut. Sorry, I didn't say Halloween 2 also, but they blend the two movies with cut footage, making just one gargantuan Halloween experience. And so yeah, they put this together. This is from Compass. Well, no, Compass International. They even went as far as putting the Universal logo on here and DTS and all that. But yeah, there's the back, guys. But yeah, it's a completely bogus release. But it's just a different cut. I had some Star Wars movies like that where they re-edited Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, and did some different. They took it from different elements, from the Laserdisc, from the previous DVD releases and Blu-ray, and they put it all together and made a fan experience release. I should show those one day, the Star Wars trilogy. But yeah, it's basically just for, fans of this movie. I love Halloween, as everybody does. So I was really curious to see that, and the guy that was selling it, had it at a good price. So I thought, what the hey? And it's very well made. It really is. It looks good. It's mastered well. I mean, everything. It's in a black case. It looks cool. I mean, there you go, guys. If you can find it, you may not find it on eBay. You may just have to look for it or something. And finally, guys, this is a movie that I waited a while to find, to get it on Blu-ray, because I have it on DVD, and you can get it on DVD. Like, there's probably 1,000 copies of it, because it was in the public domain forever, which you saw every crappy 16 millimeter print beat up that you could imagine out there. So I waited a while before this came out on Blu-ray, and it was really cool that Criterion did a 4K digital restoration of the movie. I'm talking about Night of the Living Dead. Now, this is a movie that all horror fans love. I mean, this is usually the gateway film they get into zombie movies. It's a granddaddy of all zombie movies. But when you get down to it, it is a great movie, well directed, well written. Just the fact that it was a very low budget movie put together by some friends, and they put this movie together. It was really cool. George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. I was really shocked when Criterion put it out. I was like, man, Criterion's putting it out. So finally, I'm going to get a great Blu-ray release of it. If you know of any other good Blu-ray releases of it, let me know in the comments, because maybe I wasn't paying attention that great, but when Criterion released it, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to get that one. But it's got digital restoration, like I said, 4K. It was supervised by George Romero and co-screenwriter John Russo, and sound engineer Gary Strainer, and producer Russell Strainer. It was overseen, supervised. This was right before George Romero passed away. It's a new restoration of the Mono soundtrack, which was really beat up. Also supervised by Romero. It's got Night of Incubus, a never before presented work print edit of the movie, which was a... there's more about that print in the movie. There's a cool documentary on here where they talk about it. Of course, there's got some cool stuff in here, featuring filmmakers Frank Delabont, Guillermo del Toro. I always tear his name up. And Robert Rodriguez. They talk about the movie. There's also 16 millimeter dailies. Those were prints of what they had filmed the previous day, and they would watch and see where the film's going. It's like, does it look right to us? Is it going right? So it's got a lot of stuff on here. So The Night of the Living Dead, great release to pick it up. Right now, Barnes & Noble is doing a 50% off sale as I'm filming this in July of 2021. This is their big summer July sale. So go out there and pick up Night of the Living Dead if you haven't already. It's really nice. It's in a really nice package. It's got some really cool supplements on there. So go out there and get that, guys. So just wanted to show some really cool horror movies. These are, some gateway movies that we all know. Night of the Living Dead, Halloween. We all know those movies by heart. But also wanted to really point out Grizzly and Day of the Animals, because those were movies that were just drive-in classics and stuff. They're just not as well known as Halloween and stuff nowadays, but they should be right up there with them. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I just wanted to point out some horror movies and stuff. As always, you can comment and like this episode and all that. So, guys, until next time, I am Mike. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you again next time.